In the world of photography and videography, quality often comes with a price tag, but not always a justifiable one. As technology rapidly advances and competition intensifies, some camera models enter the market with inflated prices that don't align with their features, performance, or build quality. Whether due to brand prestige, unnecessary luxury elements, or outdated specs, these cameras can leave consumers paying far more than they should. In this list, we'll explore the top 10 overpriced cameras, analyzing what you get for your money, and why, in some cases, it simply isn't worth it. Number 10. Leica Q2 Monochrome, $6,000. The Leica Q2 Monochrome is a unique camera that caters to a very specific audience. As a fixed lens, full-frame shooter that exclusively captures black and white images, it presents a bold concept. For photographers who are passionate about monochrome photography, the camera boasts remarkable image quality, with deep contrast, rich tonal gradations, and a filmic quality that's reminiscent of traditional monochrome film. Its 47.3 megapixel full-frame sensor ensures stunning sharpness and detail, making it an exceptional tool for those who prefer working in black and white. However, the Q2 Monochrome's limitations are hard to ignore. It doesn't shoot color images, which significantly restricts its versatility. With no zoom lens or interchangeable lens options, this camera is locked into a very specific form of photography. While the results are undeniably beautiful, the lack of flexibility might be a deal breaker for many photographers who value versatility or color in their work. Additionally, with a price tag of $6,000, it positions itself as an expensive, luxury item that only a small subset of photographers can justify purchasing. Despite these limitations, the Q2 Monochrome has a strong appeal among collectors and black and white enthusiasts who appreciate its pure focus on monochrome imagery and its aesthetic appeal. Leica's reputation for craftsmanship, exclusivity, and legacy in the world of photography ensures that the Q2 Monochrome remains a desirable object for those who can afford it. For many others, however, it feels like an overpriced novelty, a niche product that doesn't offer enough practical benefits to warrant its hefty price tag. Ultimately, it's a luxury that only those deeply committed to black and white photography will truly appreciate. Number 9. Pentax 645Z, $7,000, launch. The Pentax 645Z, when launched, represented a significant price breakthrough in the medium format category. At the time, it offered a 51.4 megapixel sensor, a substantial jump in image resolution for its price, making medium format more accessible to serious photographers without the sky-high cost associated with larger systems like those from Phase 1 or Hasselblad. This was a big deal for those seeking the superior image quality and large sensor advantages of medium format, but without the prohibitive cost. However, the 645 has aged quickly. While the image quality remains impressive, with stunning dynamic range, detail, and color depth, the overall user experience begins to feel outdated. The camera's performance, especially in terms of speed, was slow, which became increasingly apparent as full-frame systems evolved. These rivals soon caught up with faster autofocus, higher frame rates, and more responsive handling. Meanwhile, the 645Z's massive body size and weight became less appealing as lighter, more compact cameras with similar performance hit the market. Furthermore, the 645Z was lacking in video capabilities, a critical feature that became increasingly essential in the market. With no significant lens innovation, the system stagnated, offering limited options for expanding the kit. While the Pentax 645Z was beloved by its niche following, its technological limitations left it far behind in a quickly advancing market. Looking back, the launch price seems difficult to justify. While it offered an impressive medium format experience, the 645Z struggled to maintain relevance in a world where full-frame cameras continued improving performance and versatility. For those seeking cutting-edge technology and flexibility, the 645Z's appeal is largely limited to those who prioritize raw image quality over everything else. Number 8. Nikon Z9, launch price, $5,500. The Nikon Z9, launched as the company's flagship mirrorless camera, initially presented a formidable set of features that set a new benchmark for Nikon. It came equipped with a stacked sensor, blackout-free EVF, and the ability to shoot 8K video at 60p, establishing itself as a powerhouse for both photography and videography. With professional-grade weather sealing, the Z9 also promised rugged durability, making it an appealing choice for high-end professionals in demanding environments. However, despite these impressive specs, the Z9 entered a mirrorless ecosystem. That was still in its infancy, especially compared to Canon and Sony, who had already established strong foundations. Nikon's lens lineup at the time was limited, and the autofocus system, while competent, didn't quite match the industry-leading performance of its competitors. Additionally, early adopters found that the camera's firmware required several updates to address key gaps, including the autofocus and video performance, making it feel less refined than expected for its $5,500 price tag. For those early buyers, the Z9's launch price seemed steep, particularly given Nikon's transition from DSLR to mirrorless. The lack of a more robust ecosystem and the need for constant firmware patches made it a less attractive option for those who were looking for a fully polished experience. Fast forward to today, however, and the Z9 is a much better value. Nikon has continued to improve the camera with firmware updates, and the lens lineup has expanded. While the initial pricing may have been high given its context, today the Z9 represents a more well-rounded option for those seeking a high-performance mirrorless camera. Number 7. Red Komodo X, $10,000. The Red Komodo X is a compact powerhouse designed for professional cinematographers who need high-end performance in a small form factor. It features a super 35mm global shutter sensor capable of shooting 6K raw footage at up to 80 FPS, offering exceptional detail, color fidelity, and motion clarity. With 16+ stops of dynamic range and Red's renowned image pipeline, the Komodo X delivers cinematic results worthy of large-scale productions. The global shutter eliminates rolling shutter artifacts, making it especially valuable for fast-paced action, handheld work, or VFX-heavy shoots. However, this performance comes at a significant cost, literally. While the camera body is priced at around $10,000, that figure is misleading for most buyers. To make the Komodo X production ready, you'll need to invest in a range of accessories, RF or PL mount lenses, a reliable monitor or EVF, high-speed CF Express media, a power solution, V-mount or gold mount batteries, and likely a cage or rig for mounting everything. Realistically, the total package often exceeds $15,000, and that's before considering audio gear or post-production costs. Usability is another limitation. Red cameras are known for their steep learning curve, and the Komodo X is no exception. The menu system and workflow cater to seasoned professionals, not YouTubers, indie filmmakers, or hobbyists. Its raw footage requires a Red's proprietary software or powerful NLEs to process, making it impractical for casual or fast turnaround content creation. Unlike hybrid mirrorless cameras that can shoot great video straight out of the box, the Komodo X demands time, knowledge, and infrastructure to unlock its potential. In the right hands and for the right project, the Red Komodo X is an incredible tool. However, its high cost of entry and specialized workflow make it a tough recommendation for anyone outside of professional, high-budget environments. Number 6. Leica SL2-S, $5,000. The Leica SL2-S is a striking example of style over substance. At first glance, it impresses with its tank-like build quality, minimalist design, and signature red dot, all hallmarks of the Leica brand. But dig a little deeper, and it becomes clear that the camera borrows heavily from Panasonic's L-mount ecosystem, especially the Lumix S5 II, without offering meaningful advantages to justify its steep $5,000 price tag. Under the hood, the SL2-S houses a 24-megapixel full-frame sensor that performs well, but it's not cutting-edge by today's standards. Dynamic range and low-light performance are respectable, but nearly identical to what you'd find in the S5 II, at less than half the cost. Video specs are clean, offering 10-bit 4.2.2 internal recording and log profiles. But again, they don't surpass what Panasonic or Sony offer at more competitive price points. Firmware support is another sore spot. Leica's update cycle is slower, and its feature set tends to lag behind rivals that are more aggressively iterating. Autofocus, while improved, still doesn't match the speed or reliability of Sony's real-time AF or Canon's dual-pixel AF. And despite using the L-mount, lens compatibility remains a mixed bag. Many third-party options aren't fully optimized, and native Leica glass is prohibitively expensive. Ultimately, the SL2-S feels like a luxury repackaging of mid-tier performance. It's not a bad camera. It's solid, dependable, and capable of excellent results in the right hands. But it doesn't offer anything truly unique or groundbreaking. For professionals and enthusiasts alike, it's hard to ignore that you're paying a hefty premium for the Leica name and build, rather than any standout photographic or video feature. The SL2-S is a textbook case of form over function. Number 5. Fujifilm GFX100, $10,000. When Fujifilm launched the GFX100, it marked a significant milestone in digital photography. The arrival of in-body image stabilization, IBIS, in a medium format camera. this was a bold technical leap, especially paired with a jaw-dropping 102 megapixel sensor. On paper, it was a dream machine for professionals seeking the pinnacle of image quality. Ideal for studio, landscape, or commercial work where resolution and dynamic range are paramount. But in practice, the GFX100 was something of a mixed bag. Its sheer physical bulk made it feel more like a mini cinema rig than a stills camera. Weighing in at over 3 pounds without a lens, it was not built for agility or spontaneity. The ergonomics were awkward, and despite its cutting-edge features, the camera was sluggish in operation. Autofocus performance was another disappointment. While Fujifilm made strides over earlier GFX models, AF on the GFX100 still lagged behind even mid-range full-frame mirrorless cameras of its time. Battery life was middling, despite dual batteries. For a $10,000 price tag, body only, the expectations were sky high. And while image quality was indeed stunning, with incredible detail retention, dynamic range and color depth, the real-world gains over flagship full-frame models like the Sony A7 R5C or Canon EOS R5 were often marginal unless you were printing billboard-sized images or doing heavy cropping. In retrospect, the GFX100 felt more like a technology demonstrator than a truly refined product. It broke new ground, but didn't quite deliver a balanced shooting experience. Fortunately, Fujifilm took the criticism to heart. Its successor, the GFX100S, delivered most of the same image quality and features in a much smaller, more usable body at nearly half the price. Still, the original GFX100 remains a landmark release, even if it was ultimately more impressive in theory than in day-to-day use. Number 4. Sony A1, $6,500. The Sony A1 is, on paper, a marvel of modern camera engineering. It offers 50.1 megapixel stills at an astonishing 30 frames per second, 8K video at 30p, 4K at up to 120p, and Sony's fastest autofocus system yet. It combines the high resolution of the A7R series, the speed of the A9 line, and the video prowess of the FX3, all in one compact mirrorless body. It's a technical tour de force, no doubt about it. But here's the reality. Very few photographers or videographers need all this horsepower. For $6,500, you're buying a spec sheet that sounds amazing, but is largely overkill for most working professionals. How often does anyone truly need to shoot 8K footage? Or 30 FPS bursts at 50 megapixel? Most workflows rely on compressed, RAW or JPEGs, and even demanding professionals will find 90% of their needs covered by the far more affordable A7RV or A7IV, both of which offer exceptional image quality and robust feature sets for nearly half the cost. The A1 feels more like a flexer, a we-can-do-it-all flagship from Sony, than a camera aimed at practical, everyday utility. It's perfect for a niche, Olympic photographers, high-end fashion studios, or production companies with massive budgets. For everyone else, it's arguably excessive. And in a market where every dollar counts, the Sony A1 asks you to spend big on features you'll rarely, if ever, push to their limits. Ultimately, the A1 is a halo product. Brilliant, powerful, and cutting edge. But it's also a camera you buy to say you have the best, not because you need the best. Number 3. Canon EOS R5C, $4,500. The Canon EOS R5C is often touted as Canon's ultimate hybrid solution, a full-frame mirrorless camera with true cinema DNA. It combines the body and sensor of the popular EOS R5 with the powerful video firmware of Canon's Cinema EOS line, unlocking features like internal 8K RAW recording, full-frame 4K at up to 120p, and unlimited recording times thanks to active cooling. On paper, it sounds like a filmmaker's dream, especially for content creators who shoot both stills and high-end video. However, in practice, the EOS R5C feels like a compromise that doesn't fully satisfy either camp. Unlike the standard R5, it lacks in-body image stabilization, IBIS, which is a major loss for handheld shooters. Its hybrid status also brings operational complexity. Switching between photo and video modes reboots the camera into different operating systems, Canon, Photo OS and Cinema EOS respectively. This adds friction to an already bulky workflow. Ergonomically, the camera is thicker than the R5 due to the active cooling fan, making it less balanced for handheld shooting. The battery life is also underwhelming, especially when shooting in high bitrate modes like 8K RAW. You'll likely need external power, a rig, and high-end media, CF Express cards, to get the most out of it, which further increases cost and complexity. For pure cinema use, dedicated cinema cameras like the Canon C70 or Sony FX3 offer better usability. For hybrid use, the standard R5 or Sony A7S III might provide a more balanced experience. At nearly $4,500 body only, the R5C feels like an expensive half-measure. Impressive specs, but impractical for most shooters who need more than just bragging rights. Number 2. Hasselblad 907X 50C, $7,000. The Hasselblad 907X 50C is a striking blend of Scandinavian minimalism and medium format heritage. With its ultra-slim digital back mated to the vintage-styled 907X body, the camera evokes strong nostalgia for classic waist-level shooters of the film era. It's a truly beautiful object, elegant, compact, and meticulously crafted, standing out as one of the most unique designs in modern photography. Holding and using it feels like handling a finely made instrument, and for some, that tactile and aesthetic experience is worth the premium alone. However, the charm quickly begins to wear thin when practicality comes into play. The 50-megapixel sensor, while still capable of gorgeous imagery with Hasselblad's signature color science, is based on aging CMOS technology shared with older models like the X1D. The camera's UI is slow and sometimes unresponsive, and the lack of a built-in EVF makes composition less intuitive, especially in bright environments. You're stuck relying solely on the rear touchscreen, which, while usable, can be frustrating for professional-level work. The burst shooting speed is also extremely limited, further reducing its versatility for dynamic subjects. At nearly $7,000 for the body and digital back alone, the 907X 50C is a hard sell. It's undoubtedly a showpiece, a camera that looks fantastic on a coffee table or in a behind-the-scenes photo shoot, but as a production workhorse, it falls short. Competing medium format cameras like the Fujifilm GFX100 or even high-end full-frame models offer superior performance, better handling, and more modern feature sets at lower price points. Unless you're deeply drawn to the Hasselblad mystique or crave its unique shooting experience, the 907X 50C is more a statement of style than substance. Number 1. Leica M11, $9,000. The Leica M11 is often heralded as the pinnacle of photographic craftsmanship. Handmade in Germany and priced around $9,000, body only, it exudes luxury with a classic design that harks back to Leica's storied legacy. Its solid construction includes either a traditional brass top plate or a lighter aluminum version, and the iconic M mount opens the door to a revered lineup of manual focus lenses. Inside, it boasts a 60-megapixel full-frame BSI CMOS sensor with triple resolution RAW capture, 60 megapixels, 36 megapixels, and 18 megapixels, providing flexibility without sacrificing image quality. Yet, beneath this artisanal exterior lies a stark technological compromise. Despite its high price, the M11 lacks many features found in modern mirrorless cameras at a third of the cost. There is no in-body image stabilization, IBIS, no built-in electronic viewfinder, EVF, and no autofocus of any kind. This can be a severe limitation in fast-paced or low-light situations, particularly for users coming from systems like Sony, Canon, or Nikon, where these features are standard. As a true rangefinder, the M11 requires manual focusing through its optical viewfinder, which, while charming and deliberate, can feel slow and antiquated in a world where speed and accuracy are paramount. The ergonomics also lag behind more. Modern designs and the shooting experience leans heavily into nostalgia rather than innovation. Ultimately, the Leica M11 isn't a camera you buy for cutting-edge performance. It's a statement piece, a luxury item for purists, collectors, or those who value the Leica experience above all else. While it produces excellent images in the easy right hands, it delivers far less for your dollar than similarly priced or even significantly cheaper competitors. For most photographers, the M11 is more status symbol than a serious tool. That's it for today's video, guys. If you found this video helpful, please consider giving it a thumbs up, leaving a comment, and subscribing to the channel. Don't forget to hit the notification bell icon so you never miss out on our latest videos.